What's up? I'm Meg.
I'm La.
And we're somebody's unhinged sister. I saw a TikTok that changed my life.
Did you?
Sharks have no idea that camels exist.
Yeah, I mean, how would they?
But that's sad to me that sharks don't know that anything up here exists.
Yeah. That is crazy to think about.
And that literally made me very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to start off on that note.
You don't think a shark's ever seen a camel? No. What about, like, dogs? Do you think they know?
Yeah, because in Jaws
it
ate the dog.
Are? Oh, that's the worst part of the whole movie.
Pippin. It's not funny. Don't eat dogs. Yeah, so I just want to start off on that note. It's been a long time since we've recorded, but since we recorded, we have seen Beetlejuice. And I loved it, personally. I've seen mixed reviews. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I thought it was great.
It was definitely hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was so good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I feel like I haven't seen many bad reviews about it.
I have. Some of the Halloween girlies are not a fan.
Well, I feel like anytime there's like such an iconic movie makes another one, there's always going to be people who are like, not fans of it.
Yeah,
just because they're so strictly for the first one. But yeah, I mean, obviously I think the first one's still better, but I also love this the second one as well.
I agree. I made Jake watch the first one. I fell asleep during it, but I've already seen it several times. But he's a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you have on your list?
Have you seen the frat flick?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's like the modern day fist bump. Like, you remember like back when the dancing. Yeah, like this. Okay. Well, now they like have this thing called the frat flick, where it's basically the same thing, but they're like they just do that instead of like hands? Fist. Yeah. But it's so funny. I've been seeing videos all over the internet of like all these guys standing
like
on tables at parties and like just doing that. And I'm like, that's so funny how like things come full circle.
That feels like odd to me.
Yeah, but I mean fist bumping.
Yeah, that feels odd too. Yeah.
Yeah, but like fist bumping used to took the world by storm, and now they have frat flicking.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That feels weird. My hand doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, they're just like,
I mean, I do this.
Yeah.
But it's not the wrist. It's the arm.
It's so funny.
Flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. Did you see Post Malone at Theo Von's podcast episode?
No, I seen like a clip of it. What were they talking about?
I don't know, but it's so good.
Yeah, I just seen like one short clip or whatever that was put up. But
literally so good. I laughed so hard. But they got on the topic of names.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to shout this out. Post Malone and Theo talked about girl names. And they like the name Megan, but Post Malone thinks it's a little aggressive.
Thinks Megan is an aggressive name.
Yeah, but apparently Theo dated a girl named Megan or something. So he's like, I like the name Megan. And I was like, I like the name Megan.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's my name. But yeah, he was like, it's a little aggressive. I was like, that does check.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was
hilarious.
funny. I have a bombshell for you.
Okay.
And I feel like we're flying through these topics, but it's totally fine. Apparently, Elvis faked his death. Yeah. And I'm going to need you to get your phone or the internet up because I'm going to have you look up this man.
Okay.
And is a pastor living in Arkansas named Bob Joyce. They have the same scar on their face, same baritone voice, mannerisms, everything. It is wild. Same eyeballs in their head. They are the exact same height, exact same shoe size. Their hands are the same.
That's crazy.
The hair, the thickness of the hair. It's wild. Bob Joyce.
I've definitely heard before that he there's people out there that believe he faked his own death and stuff like that, but I'd never heard of the Bob Joyce.
So
I don't know if I see it.
Oh, just wait. Rabbit hole later, and you're going to be like, oh my God, that's insane.
His lips aren't as big. Elvis had nice plump
They shrink
lips.
with age. Oh, it's a whole entire thing.
God,
Bob Joyce's wife is Elvis's ex-girlfriend.
Huh.
Yeah. Priscilla has been seen with him, and like he's been with Elvis's family at several events. Bob Joyce's kids, grandkids, something, are identical to Elvis.
That's crazy.
It is wild. There was a whole, of course, TikTok thread on it.
Yeah.
But I got on Google because that's better information. And it's like a whole entire thing. He sings at his church, and his voice is going to, you're going to be like, what is going on?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Especially the fact that, like, his wife dated Elvis.
Yeah, I know. And Priscilla said, which one passed away? Elvis's daughter.
Yeah.
Priscilla's the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She said that Elvis always said that if he wasn't a singer or when he retired from music, he was going to move down south and be a preacher. And that's what Bob Joyce is doing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he just kind of ignores all the things, but he'll be like on like his podium, like preaching or whatever. And he will say like, let's shake it up. Like, let's shake them up. Like all this. It's like literally things that Elvis would just say. He just in normal conversation just says it.
Does the age like add up? Like, is he the same age?
So I've seen, I don't know. I saw some that said the age would be off, but I've seen some that said the age would be right. Like spot on.
Do we have baby pictures of Bob Joyce? Like
That's another thing. People can't find baby pictures of him or young pictures of him because he's Elvis. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know why that was on my like feed.
Yeah,
but it took me.
Yeah,
I was down the rabbit hole. I've been on so many rabbit holes, which we'll get to later. But that one, I was like, I have to tell Law that Elvis is indeed alive.
That's crazy. I've definitely like there's people out there that I know that like think you know, he faked his own death, like he wasn't really dead and stuff like that. But I've also heard so many different like versions of like what could have been.
Yeah.
But I remember one time my little cousin was my like our aunt's also like obviously a huge Elvis fan as well, and so we were somewhere at the beach or something like that, and there was like an Elvis impersonator that walked by. My little cousin was like, oh, you were right, he is alive.
Out loud.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever. She like thought like actually, oh my gosh,
there he is.
You're right.
He's right there.
He's alive.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, if he's not an impersonator, he should be, because his voice is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
That is interesting.
It's so crazy. Like I mean, of course there's things that don't match, but there's like so many things that do, and it just, I mean, it pulls you in.
Yeah.
Did you see the chick that's going to be on Dancing with the Stars that has an ankle monitor?
Yeah, no, I didn't know she was going to be on
it.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I saw a clip of someone like that. She had like a long dress on, and they were like, is the ankle monitor still on or something like that? And she like pulled it up and you could see it. Why does she have, what's the?
I looked it up, but I don't remember. It's nothing. It was lame.
Yeah.
It's like some fraud or something, like something lame. But Anna Delvey is her name. I don't know how you pronounce it. And I don't know what she does or who she is, but I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's
And out
crazy.
of all the pictures, like everybody else had like 3/4 length pictures, but she has full body with ankle monitor. And I said, they did you dirty.
Yeah.
Like they did you dirty for sure.
Yeah, they were like, this will get us some clout. Let's show it off.
It literally did.
Did you see Tyreek Hill got detained before the Dolphins game
what
yesterday?
is that?
Apparently it was like a traffic violation.
So they detained him?
Yeah, something
that seems crazy.
Happened, and then like one of his teammates too saw it go down and like came up to be like, what's going on?
And like intervened or tried to intervene.
Like handcuffed him too.
So I guess he didn't play.
No, yeah,
he did play.
He played.
I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, no, they let him go and he went and played, and then he got a touchdown, and for his celebration he did like they did a cuff thing. It was funny.
Stop it.
But I've seen like a bunch of videos of like his like
Jake was telling me about it.
Yeah, one of his fans like called the local like I guess jail or whatever and was like, hey, I'm like Tyreek Hill's friend, you know, I'm calling to like bail him out. And the lady was like, okay, let me like look and see if he's booked. Yeah. And then she was like, actually, did he just get arrested? Because we don't have anybody like booked under that name yet. And he was like, yes. He was like, I think we're good.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I was like, ooh, is he stalking you?
Yeah, no, he was just seeing if he was going to be playing at the game or not. But I thought that was wild.
Jake was trying to tell me, and I was so confused. I was like, so did he play or not? Because I didn't watch it, and I was like, what did he do?
Yeah, no, he played. Like, he literally, they didn't even like they didn't even arrest him or like take him in or anything. They literally he was outside of the stadium, got stopped.
How embarrassing.
Something happened. They took him out, handcuffed him, and then let him go. And he just went about his way and played in the game and everything. And I mean, played a good game too. Like, yeah. But I thought like the like handcuff celebration was hilarious.
Could you
like that? I would do that.
Having him on your fantasy and then you hear that he gets arrested. Yeah, I would be panicking.
Everything I've seen about it. It was like, especially when it first happened, before people knew if he was still going to play or not. And it's like, no, he was like my number one draft pick.
Yeah,
like, what am I gonna do? Yeah.
That's funny. Speaking of football, the Panthers played yesterday. And this is what I wrote. The Carolina Panthers played. I'm really excited for this season. I think they showed up and showed great potential. I think they left last year feeling super confident in their abilities as a team and as an organization as a whole and said, you know what? No need to practice. No need to do anything. No need to run routes. No need to memorize anything. No need to even learn how to throw a ball. Don't catch it. Throw it to the opposing team. we're just going to pick up right where we left off. And they damn sure did. I literally laughed. I'm a diehard. It's embarrassing. I laughed so hard. Our quarterback, first throw, interception.
I didn't watch any of it.
First throw. He was going for our player number 5. Throws it to their player number 5. I was like, did you get confused?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't our guy.
That's wild.
They scored every time they had the ball. Yep. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I just laughed the whole time. Went to the grocery store, listened to it, and made laughing.
Yeah.
I can't even deal. It's really, really hard to be a Panthers fan sometime, and I'm never going to change. I'm going to love them forever. But literally, what's happening?
Yeah, it is tough when your favorite team is just awful year after year, you know? I don't usually have that problem.
No,
that
you
bad.
don't. You don't. Jake was like, because he was going into it, as Jake does, very positive Polly, very optimistic, they've had time to practice and get, our quarterback better. I was like, did they make him grow? Did they give him steroids?
Yeah.
Because no, he's tiny. No offense. He's my height and 20 pounds heavier than me. Just put me in and I'm going to be just as good.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that from my chest. It's bad. But after yesterday, he was like, I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. I was like, oh, I full-hearted. Like, I expected it. But it was awful.
Yeah, I think a lot of people expected it. From everything I've seen,
it's just, what do you do?
People I'm friends with on Facebook and stuff, no one was expecting.
No, you have to make it comical at this point.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's terrible. But we're still going to go to all the games that we can. And, like, that part's fun. Like, even when you lose and you're there, it's still fun because you got to experience, like, being in the stadium or whatever. And I'm, like, ready to see all of our friends. But it's just, we don't even have they've, like, cut our legs off. We have no legs to stand on to even, like, tall smack. Like, we can't.
Yeah.
Like, we can't yell and, like, start stuff with opposing teams' fans. We can't do anything because, what are we going to say?
Yeah.
What?
They're
You know what I mean?
honestly just glad that they even still have fans at this point. I'm
sure.
yeah.
I mean, they have at least 2. We're not going anywhere. We're going to all the home games that we can. But it's just like, what is happening with the organization? I don't understand it. Do you want to win football games or not?
Yeah, probably not.
And I feel so bad for our defense.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like they or
self-sabotaging.
It's scripted, possibly. Maybe they're just scripted to be,
the joke.
The awful team.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Honestly, trademark. We don't have any listeners. It's fun. I want to make a TV show about, like, Section 3 or 535, where we sit. And it's like the office type thing. So there's only like 3 different locations we can be. Yeah. And like all the characters have their own personalities. Like you have like the super drunk chick, or you have like the real quiet, like older man that just is there just to watch the game. And then you have like the unhinged couple, and like all of these there. You have like the couple that's always fighting, like all these different things. I think it'd be so funny.
Yeah, that would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I want to do that. So someone hit me up. I'll write it.
Yeah.
I will also start it if you would like me to. But I was like, that would be so funny just to make a show, like, because there was that show called The League. Was it called The League? It was about fantasy football. I thought it was hilarious. Got canceled. So I mean, we would get canceled too. But like things like that just make me laugh so hard.
But that one, like you should do, like, you mean reality, like actually legit?
I don't know. I think it'd be scripted.
No. See, I think reality would be funny too. Yeah.
We could just go in there and vlog the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like put it in front of our friends that sit on the front row and be like, can you just take this here so we can vlog the whole game? Like our perspective, like vlogging us during the game, because the emotional roller coaster you go on, outrageous. It's just so funny being a Panthers fan.
Speaking of reality,
oh my God, what's happening in the reality world?
There's a new reality show out.
What is it?
It's called like The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
Do you remember like whenever all the mom talk, like swinger drama and stuff came out?
No, they're swingers.
So there was, I don't know. And honestly, the show's not even much about this, but this is kind of, I think, how they end up getting their own show. Yeah. There's one of them who apparently, like, they were soft swinging, and like privately and stuff like that. Okay. Well, then like something happened, and emotional connection was formed between like one of the husbands and one of the other wives, and it like kind of blew up the group. And then she was obviously going through a divorce, and it became super public. So she took it, like, she went on TikTok Live and was like, "Hey, we've been swinging. Everybody's been hooking up with everybody. Like, it wasn't just me."
Was this a young girl with
kind
like brown hair?
Yeah. She has like long. She's like very small, petite, long
I think
hair.
I saw like a TikTok of this when I scrolled past it.
Yeah, so she pretty much
outed
went
everyone.
live, put everybody on blast because she was like, I'm not going to be the only one going down for this.
Right.
Anyways, now they have their own show, and it's like it's good.
They're Mormons?
Yeah.
And they swing?
Not anymore. Like the swinging's all over. That was just a scandal that happened like a year ago.
I was gonna say I didn't think they could do that.
Yeah, no, they the swinging's
That's done.
But now it's just like all there. This is just all the aftermath of like the groups fell apart and they're still trying to stay together and like there's all this drama with like there's two that are it's so much drama. It's so good.
What is it on?
Hulu. Yeah.
I saw it pop up on my feed. I don't remember what it was on, or maybe it was a commercial. I can't remember. But I saw it and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've been binging it. It's definitely it's good.
Is it funny or is it like serious?
It's not really serious, but it's not really funny either. It's just like literally just a bunch of
just
like
entertaining.
Yeah, it's just entertaining.
Yeah. I have one more thing, but this is gonna kind of break our segue, but then yours is gonna segue me into something. You can grow your own sponges.
How do you do that?
It's a plant.
Sponges are live?
Yeah.
Like the kind I like clean my sink with?
No, loofah. Like the bathtub ones.
Like what I wash with?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're live?
I saw a TikTok of it. Yeah.
No, they're not.
I swear to God. And she walked in her little it was like a little round thing where like vines grow up.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, yeah, the loofahs are ready. And she picks one and peels it and it's literally a sponge.
That's crazy.
It's insane. I just thought you should know that.
Yeah.
Speaking of rabbit holes in reality TV, I have just completely lost myself in the Playboy world.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stop, won't stop. I want to know all of the secrets. I want to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I started watching Holly Madison's show, The Playboy Murders.
Yeah.
Obviously. I'm going to cover one of those cases here in just a sec. Do you have anything else that you would like to touch base on before I dive into this?
No,
at all? Anything
yeah.
at all? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like you're lying.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I feel like you're lying, but it's fine. Fun fact, Hugh Hefner drank 30 to 40 Dr. Peppers a day.
Holy cow.
Can't remember if it was Dr. Pepper or Coke now that I say that out loud.
Yeah.
Either way, it was soda. Ate 3 pounds of M&Ms and red licorice.
A day?
Yep.
No.
Swear.
How was he not
his butler
5,000 pounds?
The cocaine.
Oh.
Allegedly the cocaine.
Yeah, but that would also
and
make him not hungry. Like
extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Because he was always doing something physical.
Yeah. That's wild.
Allegedly. The Coca-Cola part is not legit. That's for true.
Yeah.
30 to 40.
I would, like, you know how hard it is to drink that much soda a day?
Yeah.
I drink one a day and I can't even finish the whole can sometimes, like, without it being too much.
It's
That's
insane.
crazy.
I now feel like I made all of that up, but I really didn't. It was on Secrets of Playboy. So maybe they're lying. If they're lying, that's fine, but I believed it and I wanted to believe it. So there you go.
Crazy.
Yeah, I would be the size of this room if I did that.
Yeah.
But I do love red licorice. Oh, so good.
Ew, I hate.
Are you serious?
Licorice.
You don't like a Twiz?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
What?
Yeah. I can eat like maybe half of one and then I'm like.
I almost brought my bag, but they make too much noise. I love them so much. Okay. We're going to get serious for this, but this brings your world into my world.
Okay.
Because it's very reality TV based. Okay. So Jasmine Fiore is, I think, how you pronounce her last name. She is Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Was my credits. Holly Madison's The Playboy Murders, season 1, episode 1. Medium, which is a website, and Investigation Discovery. Okay. Don't sue me. Okay. So Jasmine was a former Playboy model. She also was an event hostess. She was a promoter like golf tournaments, and she became an event coordinator for them. She was one of the ones that would go out like at golf tournaments and promote for Playboy, sign autographs, do all the things, take pictures. She was brutally murdered in 2009 by a former contestant on Megan Wants a Millionaire and I Love Money. Do you know any of these shows?
Nope.
So Megan was a former Playboy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure she was a playmate. So Jasmine met Ryan Jenkins when they were both in Las Vegas at a casino, and they impulsively married like 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was insane. And that's from ABC News. They got married on March 18, 2009. Ron Jenkins was hoping that he would have been selected to marry the star of Megan Wants a Millionaire. Megan was also a playmate, but the producers had someone else in mind because, you know, all those shows are scripted.
Yeah.
So, but they had started like a relationship behind the scenes of the show. So she wanted him to win so they could be together. All of these men were very, very rich except him. He was a fraud. He was not a millionaire, and he was actually from Canada. So when they did background checks, his criminal history did not show up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's terrible. So they had like a relationship going on. He was fully expecting to win, blah, blah, blah. I think he had that as the plan the whole time, was to like get her off scene or like offset, and then she would make him win.
Yeah.
That's not the case. He took the rejection very, very hard and then went and married Jasmine to like get back at Megan.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I put the show also didn't know that he had a criminal history because they didn't check his background in Canada. He already had a record of domestic violence. Once police were certain Jenkins was the killer, they pursued him all the way back to Canada, but we'll come back to that. So, Jasmine and Ryan had a very wishy-washy relationship. She had started talking to one of her ex-boyfriends. I think she'd been married once before. Whatever. She had started talking to another one of her boyfriends or ex-boyfriends and was like kind of getting back together with him and was like, I'm going to leave Ryan. I'm coming back to you. Like, I want to be with you. And he was filthy rich. This guy was. So
did she know that Ryan wasn't filthy rich?
Yes. She had learned this at this point. She had also, I'm pretty sure she had also found like letters or texts or something that he was sending to the Megan chick. So, you know, that was not good.
Yeah.
But she was over it. She wanted to be done. He was very abusive, very like all physical, all the things. So they were out one night and they get into it at a bar. But like it's so creepy because you see them enter the hotel and they enter the hotel, they get out of her car, they unload their luggage on the little thing and push it in, and you see them in like bum clothes, like, you know, comfortable clothes, going to the hotel or whatever to get ready to go out for the night. They're going to clubs and staying out all night. You see them leave their room, they're both dressed up, super nice. Then hours later, they go back on the footage and you see Ryan running through the hallway by himself to the room.
Yeah.
You never see her come back in the room ever.
Is this the night she died?
Okay. This night she died. Yeah, there was other stuff that happened, but I mean, the point is, he was a fraud and he was playing multiple women and he just wanted to be rich and famous.
Yeah.
And he was just being super gross about it. But he was also a woman beater, and he had charges against one of his ex-girlfriends in Canada, and she came forward once all this had happened.
Yeah.
So you see him enter the room. She never comes back in the room. You never see her come back on the camera. But it turns out the room that they had a patio and a door that didn't have a camera on it. So what the investigators found out later is he had beaten her badly in the car. Bad. Like to where she could hardly walk. He puts her on the patio. She can't go anywhere. She can't move. She's basically unconscious at this point. He goes through the door of the room, like where the camera is, brings her in through the patio because I guess it was locked. Brings her in.
So he had already looked and saw where cameras are.
Oh yeah, he had it all figured out. Like some people say that it was like spur of the moment, crime of passion, because they had been arguing. He saw the text messages because she was texting the guy like, "Hey, can you just come get me? Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to come back up there and be with you, whatever."
Yeah.
So he allegedly gets her back in the room. He strangles her. She's dead. He then cuts off her fingers and pulls all her teeth.
After she was dead?
Yeah.
Ew.
To like hide out her identity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because she's badly beaten to where like facial recognition was probably not going to be a thing. It was bad. So then he stuffs her into a suitcase, brings her out, exits the room. So you can see all that.
Yeah.
Throws it in a dumpster. It's then found, and she had to be identified by the serial numbers on her breast implants.
Oh my God.
That's how bad it was, because she didn't have any fingers or teeth. So dental records were off, fingerprints were off, which I don't know. Can you be identified if you don't have like anything in the system by your fingerprints? I guess not.
I would think, yeah.
So I don't know if that would have even been helpful.
Yeah.
But anyway, completely.
I never thought of that. That is genius. Like, checked her breast implants.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why we should all get them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So he does all of this, right? Well, it's not hard to figure out who did it because he's missing at this point. No one knows, like, where. I mean, it's stupid.
There's footage
it
of
was
him
the dumbest crime.
coming back alone, and then he disappears.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's gone. So they find him. They track him somewhere. I don't think they ever, like, had any kind of contact with him. I can't remember exactly if they had any kind of contact with him. I'm pretty sure that was what really gave them, like, the red flag, like, oh, well, we can't contact the husband, so obviously he's our number one suspect.
Yeah.
So he ends up on a ski boat.
Mm-hmm.
A ski boat. Idiot. Anyway. Goes across the ocean. He's in open ocean.
Mm-hmm.
They're chasing him down.
Oh,
like
God.
marshals and all kinds of stuff are chasing him down. They
Yeah.
lose him. He gets into Canada. His sister picks him up, and he ends up, trigger warning, committing suicide. And he writes a note to her. Or not to her, just in general, a suicide note.
Yeah.
And he says, hold on real quick. Let me find what he said because it was the stupidest thing I've ever read.
Yeah. Why do all that just to kill yourself? That's what I never understand.
Yeah. I mean, just own it now. Well, you made it to Canada. Like, go somewhere. I mean, go into hiding. But I mean, also don't kill people and cut their fingers off. That's crazy. I'm trying to find where I put in here what his note said. Oh, here we go. He leaves a note. Wow, that word leaves. He leaves a note saying that he considered his bikini model ex-wife, Jasmine Fiore. Not sure if that part was in there or if they were just saying that to say who she was. Because that would be weird.
Yeah.
Was the love of his life. But that he was resentful because he believed she was cheating on him. They both were. They didn't want to be married. They got married 2 days after meeting each other, and it was just like a spiteful thing. They didn't want to be married, so I don't really consider that cheating at this point because y'all are not even together. Like, let's not be crazy. She, and I put she kind of was, I guess, but he also was talking to the other chick. She had called her ex to come pick her up, and he saw that, and then that's why he killed her. And he, like, put that in the thing.
That's what he said.
Yeah, just that it was she was the love of his life.
Yeah.
I'm like, was she though?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you just mutilated her.
Yeah, there's steps you can take with seeing a text your wife
this
sent
is crazy.
versus I'm just gonna
literally he
beat
just
her
snapped.
to in oblivion and then kill her.
Yeah.
That's
it was
crazy.
insane.
And
she
also strangling like that when people
passionate.
You know how hard it is to strangle somebody?
Yeah. I think it can take anywhere from like 3 to 10 minutes.
That's insane.
Yeah, to strangle someone and like to death. Not just unconscious.
And that's like a solid 3 to 10 minutes of you actively
knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, like you would think in somewhere in that 3 to 10 minutes you'd be like, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Right.
Like maybe we should try something else.
And you have to wonder, like, was he looking at her? Like, was he looking at her body, like her face, like her body losing life while you're doing this, and you couldn't stop yourself? That's insane to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had a history of, that type of behavior. And it's just insane to me that he moves down here from Canada. And, oh, that's so crazy that I bought maple cookies today. I did not plan that.
Very on brand.
He moves down here. All of these producers and these people don't see any red flags, don't get any kind of criminal background, anything. And he's just on national TV having a relationship with another model. And he was never, I don't think he was ever abusive to her. Mm-hmm. She, in fact, said that he was very charming.
Yeah.
But I mean, they all are.
Yeah.
That's like their MO.
Yeah, that's how they.
Yeah, like, I mean, she should be very lucky. She should feel very lucky that that wasn't her.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But, I mean, if you haven't watched that, the Playboy murders, please do, because it is insane, some of the things that these women went through.
Is it multiple murders? Like,
oh, yeah. Really? There's like, I think they're making season 3.
Oh, my God.
I've already watched the 2 seasons of it.
Yeah.
I binged it so fast. It's crazy. Like, there are so many, like, hold on. Her family and friends remember her as being super bright and fun. She brought light and life to everyone she was around. And like all the people that were interviewed that knew her said that she literally, all she wanted to do was be in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. And she was beautiful, of course, but she was just bubbly and fun and personable and just super energetic and happy. And then this douchebag comes in and sweeps her off her feet, essentially.
Ugh. And
then literally kills her and chops her up.
That's awful.
It's terrible. And puts her in a freaking dumpster. Like, come on now. But there are so many crazy like Playboys, like Playboy models or ex-Playmates that have been involved in murder or been involved in crimes or almost been murdered or almost killed someone, that have actually been murdered by ex-spouses or crazed fans, husbands that were killed because of crazed fans. Like there are so many murders. It's insane to me. And like Playboy, like Hugh just washed his hands of it and didn't touch any of it. Like some of the girls literally were still active models, and he just is like, we didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, oh, it's insane. The secret, it's on Hulu, all of it. Secrets of Playboy will blow your freaking mind. Like we as teenagers growing up in the Playboy like era, the 2000s, like that's all your little bikini line, tan line thing. Like that was what everyone wanted to do. And then you learn about all these things, or you like read Holly Madison's book, or like learn about all these things, and you're like, oh man, all the drugs.
Oh, I'm sure.
All the drugs. It's insane. Like literally Quaaludes. Like that's what they would do. They called it like the leg openers or whatever. Like that's what he would bring them in there and just be like, all right, here.
That's crazy.
And it gets so dark. It's so bad. But the murders, like some of them are so insane to me, and they're beautiful. Not that matters, obviously, but it's just like some of them were had it made essentially, and then they just went off the deep end and just because of like the lifestyle they were living. Yeah. Like they couldn't handle it.
I feel like it's easy to like when you're in that lifestyle. Yeah. I can see how easy it would be to just like get caught up in the wrong thing. And
there was one, the crazed fan. So back in, I think it was this, I don't want to say a year because I cannot remember, before the 2000s, like way before like texting and all that. I want to say the 80s and like early 90s maybe. They had like a phone line. And when you were running for Playmate of the Year, you could talk to your fans to get your publicity up so that you would be more in the running for Playmate of the Year. She like built this like friendship with this fan, and he kept calling her all the time, and they would talk, and like he like confessed his love to her, and she was like, I think maybe we should just take a break because I'm married and like this is not what I'm interested in or whatever.
Right.
Handled it. They have a recording of it. Handled it very well. And he goes and finds her and shoots her husband in the street.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like shoots her husband, and then she like goes off the face of the earth because I mean her career that her husband actually pushed her into doing was her like manager.
Yeah.
Just lost his life because one of her fans just couldn't handle it, and he also like ran to the next parking lot and like shot himself. So it's like 2 lives because of one very beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
I just don't see how people like, how do you get to that point to where you're crazy enough to like kill people? And
it's not like he knew her.
Yeah.
Like you had to know she's putting on a persona.
Oh yeah.
Like she's trying to get Playmate of the Year,
Yeah.
She's talking to probably tons of other fans on this hotline. And the fact that it was a hotline is wild.
Yeah.
And they talked directly to them.
That's crazy.
But they had talked so much that I guess like he had talked her into like giving him her like personal number. So they were talking off of that, and then she was like, no, we need to just talk like on the line, whatever.
Yeah.
But he just found out too much about her, and it was just insane. Also found out that my mom was named after a Playboy model.
Really?
Yeah, Mickey Garcia.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was really beautiful, but she didn't get Playmate of the Year because she wouldn't sleep with Hef. Yeah. And she's on Secrets of Playboy, and she was Jake would laugh at me so hard because I can't remember what she was because they kept saying what she was, and Jake was like, do you think she was because they kept, what is it? I can't remember. Anyway, she like moved up in the business and was like helping the girls get jobs and all the things. I guess like promotions.
Yeah.
And then she ended up going through some very horrible things that happened to her, and she just wanted to get all the girls out, like to help them be safe. And like it's literally mind blowing the things that they got away with, and they still did. I mean,
I think if I was hot enough, I for sure would have wanted to be
1,000%
like that. Yeah.
I literally looked at Jake and I was like, all of this aside, if I would have had that body,
oh yeah,
you couldn't have stopped me.
Yeah.
You couldn't have stopped me.
Just for like the stories these people can tell. Yeah. Also the Playboy Mansion's haunted.
Yes, it is.
I was like, that's so cool. I seen like a clip of one of the Playmates talking about like
it's Holly Madison.
Three of them were sitting in the bed and they like saw that and like they all saw it. And even like the one who's like not at all believes in ghosts and stuff like that. I'm like, that's wild.
That story, it was Bobby something. I can't remember her name. She was a secretary. And I think she passed away of cancer. Like nothing crazy happened to her like in the mansion or whatever. But she passed away. Yeah, that was on the This Is the Worst podcast. That was
That's
the Britney's.
Probably where I saw it.
Britney's and Holly Madison. I can't call her Holly. It has to be Holly Madison.
Holly Madison. Yeah.
She said that they think that they know who that was, and it was the secretary who was just always there, like taking care of all the girls. And she just like randomly comes back. She has long black hair, and they see her a lot.
That's crazy.
But there's several other women that come back to the mansion, if you want to call it whatever, to haunt it. And some are good and some are not good.
Yeah,
so.
If I was like murdered or something, like something bad happened to me because of being a like Playboy or whatever, I'd haunt it.
Oh yeah, some of the girls that were on the Secrets of the Playboy show, they like one of them doesn't have any teeth because she got hooked on drugs so bad. And when you look up her photos in the magazine, you're like, that's not even the same person. And she's so sweet and so genuine. And then you're like, that really took a toll on you. Yeah. Like whatever you really went through, because some of them won't talk about it. Like Holly has a hard time talking about like the first night she was with Hef. Like it's really bad.
Yeah.
And she was like, but the one that like doesn't have teeth, she's like, you don't just lose your teeth, just lose them. Yeah. Like that, she was hooked on it then, and when she left, she was still hooked on all
I'm
this stuff.
surprised that like someone like they're even allowed to talk about it without getting like
he's dead, so
heavily sued.
Oh yeah. I don't know how that works. I guess because they're under new management now, because the show even pops up a like script that says like the new owners of Playboy or whatever basically are okay with these alleged stories. Yeah. And they will not continue the lifestyle. Like it will not be the same as it was or whatever. And I couldn't tell you anything about it now. Like I don't know anything about Playboy.
I know Tara Yummy, she just did like a Playboy spread.
Did she?
Or whatever.
I can see that.
Yeah, which is super on brand for her. She's probably so excited to do it.
I can see that.
But yeah.
I hope it's safe now. I hope it is like a super safe space where women go and can feel empowered and feel great, because the women that they interview that are older now, and I'm talking like old, because I mean some of these are from the 70s and the 80s. Yeah. And you're talking like Bush era. Like, I looked it up. Like I was like, I need to see their naked photos if I'm gonna look at them right here on this show. Like I have to see their like magazine spreads, and I did. Boy, let me tell you, they're on there and they're talking about all the things, and they were like, we wanted to be Playmates because of like we wanted to feel beautiful and we wanted to feel free and we wanted to feel empowered. And of course like the feminist people would come and like tell them that, you know, they're being exploited or whatever. But they're like, no, because I chose to do this. Yeah. Like I wasn't just picked up off the street. Like I came here and auditioned and did all the things to be a Playmate. Like this is what I want to do. And I mean, they're beautiful. The photos are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I've never seen insane. A bad looking Playmate ever.
It's insane like how beautiful they are. And just like as a photographer, the photos, I'm like, God, it's so cool. Yeah. Like that's so neat. Like the film photography, it's just so cool to me. But what was I gonna say? Some of the newer women, like the ones that would have been there the late 90s, 2000s, they had a really rough go. Yeah. Like
well, I
really,
feel like
really
those
rough.
Years in general were just like when it comes to like fame and like that industry and stuff, that was like a bad time to be a woman in that industry. And from all of it, music, acting.
Oh
like
yeah, anytime. And I mean, I feel like being a woman in anything is hard, just in general. But if you don't look at it as I'm gonna use what I have to make money, and you look at it as ooh, she's gross, like of course you're gonna have both sides of it. Yeah. And I've always been when you do what you gotta do. That's not my business. Could I do it? And truthfully, probably. Probably I could, yeah. Would I be proud of it as an adult? It would depend on my experience. Yeah. Because these people like have kids and grandkids and stuff, and I'm like, I would look at Jake, I was like, you know how cool it would be? Yeah. Be like, don't look at those magazines, I'm almost naked. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, how freaking sick would it be to be old and to look at your freaking Playmate of the year? Yeah, like centerfold. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but I didn't realize that you have playmates and you have bunnies. The bunnies worked at like the resorts and the like lounges and stuff. They were not usually in the magazine. Some of them did crossover, but the bunnies had to wear the super tight corsets and the ears and the tail, the iconic, Playboy bunny outfit, the collar, all the things, cuffs. They had to go through like training to be a bunny. And some of the bunny moms, as they're called, were either ex-bunnies or just whatever, that then trained the girls, came on the Secrets of the Playboy to be interviewed, and they have some of the wildest stories. But all the celebrities that they got to like meet, and you had to like say yes to people, and like certain people you had to like for sure be like, whatever they ask you, you say yes. And then if it were not VIP, you couldn't say yes to anything. You had to be like, no, we cannot meet after, you cannot have my information, like none of that. But hef or upper people in Playboy would be like, this room, yes is the answer, like to whatever. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. A couple of girls got you remember Soul Train? The show? The what you call it, the like host of that show got some girls in a situation where they were like in a cabin for days, locked in there. Is not good. Yeah, drugged. It was terrible. Yeah, that's crazy. They were bunnies and they went to a party after with all these people, and that ended up happening to them. But you had to like learn how to do the bunny dip. So when you had your tray, you would put your tail towards the table and then dip back to like put your drinks down, so that you weren't flashing everyone. I'm like, but it's not the point. I would be like, yeah, because if I got them, I mean, I want you to see them, obviously. But you had to do like this whole dip thing, and it's like just the training is wild. Their feet would be bleeding like from nights on those hills, and like if you gained any weight at all, you couldn't breathe, and you didn't get another corset. It was just the ones that you had. Oh my goodness. So you had to maintain that weight. So you're talking eating disorders, I'm sure. Yeah. You're talking drugs to stay skinny. Yeah. I mean, it's sad
lifestyles.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of them like still have their outfits and like talk proud about it. Like they're like, yeah, I was a bunny and I made a lot of money. It's iconic. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna wear an outfit when I did this episode. Yeah. I have it in my Amazon cart right now.
Yeah. Oh, I have some like Playboy like shirts and stuff.
Oh yeah, I have t-shirts.
Yeah, like PacSun and stuff like that. But
yeah, I've always loved the idea of it, but now seeing all these things, and I've ordered Holly's book, and I'll read it. I don't know. Time will tell. I'll read the first. I'll read the first half of it for sure. It really puts like a, that's not good. Yeah. Yeah. Which sucks because growing up, we always like, oh, gonna be Playboys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had like a necklace that had like a little silver like Playboy bunny and like,
one of my hats I made has a card and an earring that I turned into like a hat pin.
You can still go to Granddaddy's. There's like still a booth there that's just like Playboy? Just full of like.
I want China's. I want China's Playboy. She had two of them, or she was on the cover. She was one of the only, like, there's only a few that were the cover and the centerfold. Marilyn Monroe would have been the first one, obviously. Yeah. But China had one where she was the cover and the centerfold, and I want it so bad. It's like $200 on eBay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I love her. I love her so much, and I'm hoping they cover her story in season 3 of the murders, because I think she was murdered, and I said that. I think she was murdered. The world says she OD'd or mixed something with something and died, whatever. I find it very suspicious, but that's just me. But that just like combines my worlds of like Playboy and WWF. Oh yeah. Like, let's go. And the China 2000s, that was like my dream, was to have those. 2000s. They're so big, but they're for bigger bodied women. And I'm like, and I mean like tall, broad women. And like I have that, I have wide shoulders, I have a wide rib cage, and I'm tall. And I was like, gotta get the China 2000s, obviously. I want to look just like her. But Jake looked it up, and they're like $200. The magazine. Oh no, the titties are way more than that.
That isn't. Oh,
I'd have them right now. Actually, Theo and Post Malone looked up the like biggest titties.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. I'll type it in. Because they were looking up what size could $40,000 get you. Uh-huh. But they typed in 40K.
Oh my God.
Or like 44K or something. And that came up as the size. They didn't know what they were looking at.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna type in 44K boobs. Like my phone's gonna be like, what? My algorithm's gonna be so off. I've been looking up Playboy boobs. But they were really impressed with these. Oh, those don't look that big. I was expecting like really, really large.
I just know how painful.
I mean, they are
big boob. Yeah,
like those are big, but that's not as big as I was thinking.
Yeah.
But there's like they go all the way to ends.
Yeah. When you have to start getting that custom bra made and like.
Yeah. Could you imagine? No. Would you get? Oh, speaking of, they really do. There is a nipple cutter. That's a thing.
That's insane.
And they do sew it around. Someone that's had one that listens to our podcast messaged me.
Oh my God.
She was like, "Yeah, nipple cutter's a real thing, and you get stitched all around."
There's a scar like all the way around.
Oh, I'm like, sure. Yeah. I didn't ask to see
another thing that's a real thing.
What?
That we've talked about before.
What?
There is this company out of like
that's big.
Yeah, that's massive. That's painful. You know.
Oh, for sure. Her back
constantly.
Hurts,
It's awful. But there's this company that's like right outside of Cleveland, Ohio.
Uh-huh.
And they will send you a kit, and there's like a certain amount of time after you die that you can like cut your tattoo off and you like send it back to them, and they'll preserve it and frame it for you.
I love that. So whoever wants to do that to me.
Yeah. So they do this literally for family. There's like I watched a whole little
who cuts it off?
Video clip.
Your family?
The mortician.
The mortician.
Yeah.
Why did I think your family had to do that?
Yeah.
Who's gonna get this one? Come cut it.
Yeah. No, I can never.
God.
Yeah. So apparently, though, I guess the mortician has to be comfortable doing that because I don't think I could.
I would love to talk to a mortician.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. I would literally love to talk to a mortician. I'm literally so excited about like talking to people with ghost stories, like for October, because I cannot wait. I'm like, because I know a couple of the stories. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for people to hear this and give me chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But if you had to preserve one of your tattoos, which one would it be? Just one.
I don't know.
You can only afford to preserve one. Which one are you preserving?
Yeah, I really don't know.
You don't know?
If I could, I don't know. Which one would you preserve?
Shine.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like if I did my dad, like everyone's like, "Why are you doing your dad?"
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I have one. Yeah. I have a mom one, and I have a dad one, and I'm like,
so you can just
I couldn't pick one and not the other. Yeah, just unflap my whole skin. Because that's literally how it is. It's like there's literally it's framed, and it's
did you
like,
watch it?
Not them cutting the skin, but it was the guy. The guy that the guy that started the company. He's like covered. I think it's called like NAPSA, NAPSA or something like that. NAPSA? But he's like covered head to toe in tattoos. And yeah, I guess he just kind of had the same thought that we had talking about one day of preserve it, and he literally started a whole company.
Oh, I'm looking it up.
And they'll you can
it doesn't even look like skin. It's like paper.
Yeah, and they said it feels like paper. It like feels like parchment paper.
I can see that.
It's like some chemical that they send for like them to put on after they cut it, and it just like helps to preserve it. And then you like, I guess, ship it back to them, and they do what they got to do and like frame it.
If my kids ever piss me off enough when I'm old, I'm going to make them do this.
Yeah.
In my will. You have to preserve all my tattoos. Put them in my workshop, hang them up my gallery wall. But that's wild. It literally just, like, I was expecting it to be a little more, like, morbid, I guess, but it just looks like paper.
Yeah. I mean, it's still morbid.
I think it's fine. I would do it. I think I would do it.
I don't know. I'm just so easily creeped out by, like,
could you ever go to, like, an Odyssey store?
What is that?
Oh, like, where there's, like, I don't know how to explain it, like the skulls and like weird things in jars and
they have one of the tattoo shops has a bunch of like stuff like that in there, and I mean that stuff doesn't bother me as bad as like, well, I don't know.
I think I could go to an Odyssey store. I probably wouldn't touch anything because I feel like I don't want to touch things. Mm-hmm. I don't like touching alive humans very much, so something dead. Did my raccoon penis freak you out?
No.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my sink in my kitchen. I found a raccoon penis.
It looked very large in the picture. Was it large?
I think so. I think he was well endowed. Yeah. You know the moonshiners use them.
Yeah.
To like drip the moonshine out of the still. Crazy.
Why though? Like, why that? Like, how did they figure out, oh, we can use a
That is a good question. I'll ask one of my friends next time I see them. Be like, who came up with this? Yeah. It's genius. And it does work. But I've just never found one just laying on the ground.
Yeah, no.
It was just laying there.
Crazy.
I think Crow brought it up.
Probably.
So that leads me to, if a rabbit chews on a raccoon bone, does that make him a cannibal?
If there's meat on it.
But is he a cannibal because it wasn't another rabbit? It was a raccoon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've been pondering this a lot because now I'm concerned for his, like, mental health.
Yeah.
Because when you eat people, your brain changes.
Probably not.
Yeah, because they're different.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like we eat, animals.
Beef.
And we're not cannibals unless we eat ourselves. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I heard, what was it? Jeffrey Dahmer said tattoos taste bad.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You think it does?
Probably different, Oh,
yeah, didn't you say it stays inky underneath? I forgot to ask about that.
Yeah.
I need to ask.
Could you, if it came down to it and, like, you were the last 50 on Earth and, like, you had to start eating people, could you?
Yeah, 1,000%, yeah. I'd cook that right up.
I don't know.
Or do we cook it? Do we get to cook it? Do we have to kill and then cook? Is this a hunting situation? I don't know if I could kill unless my life's in danger. I just wonder how that would go
down. Like, there's 50 people left, and you're like, you come to the realization we're going to have to start eating each other to live.
We've already rummaged through all the food lines.
Do people volunteer? Does it become like a sleep with one eye open?
Okay, here's my plan.
Like, how do they pick who are you going to eat first?
I have a plan.
Okay.
I'm going to brainwash someone into thinking that if they let us eat them, their afterlife is like crazy cool.
Yeah, so it's going like cult.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, but I feel like they would know that's BS.
No, you have to brainwash them. You just have to keep telling them it over and over again.
Yeah. We
may starve before we get to that point.
Yeah.
But that's my goal because then I will feel less bad.
Yeah. Maybe we just need to start doing that now. We'll pick some people to start
Survival
brainwashing
of the fittest,
that
baby.
way. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying,
if the moment ever comes in our lifetime, we'll know who we're eating
if
first.
you're dumb enough to fall for something that I just made up, that's on you.
I don't know if I could eat people, man. It'd be so.
What if you didn't think about it?
Oh
no, we would have to do the stranger first.
But you've been surviving as the last 50.
Okay, my least favorite.
Takes.
Least favorite's gone.
Yeah, whoever's been the most annoying, made you the most mad.
Least favorite's gone. So be nice, be kind, because the mean one's out. And I don't mean mean in like a leader way. I mean mean in like just mean. Yeah, I feel like I could definitely do that to survive.
I just hope that never actually happens.
No, I'm really banking on that never being a thing. But
I mean,
but if it had to be.
In general, like thousands and thousands of years in the future, I just hope it never gets down to there only being 50. Like, that would be crazy. Like, there's movies and TV shows about
and they're hilarious.
Stuff, and they're always like, but like, that would be so wild.
Last Man on Earth was so funny. It got canceled.
Yeah, I remember.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Could you do like survival stuff like Alone?
No.
Like the show Alone?
Mm-mm.
No. Mm-mm. Could you kill an animal and eat it in the woods?
Nope.
But okay. You have a squirrel and a mean human being who's getting got you're starving to death.
Oh, that's so hard.
Is it?
I would starve to death. I don't think I could do either. Yeah, I would simply die.
I'd start with a squirrel. That wouldn't really help much.
I had a moment with a squirrel the other day.
Oh, did you? That checks. What happened?
We were I like walk and jog the neighborhood or whatever back here, and I was like coming up the road, and he kind of like came out of the bush some, and I didn't want to scare him, so I just kind of like stopped so that he could go.
Right.
But I think he had kind of stopped so I could go.
Okay.
So we were both just kind of standing there like looking at each other for a minute.
So Snow White moment.
Yeah, and I was like, "What are you gonna do, bud?" And I think he was like, "What are you gonna do, bud?" So we just both kind of sat there, and then finally
what if you would have ran at each other?
Scurried alone.
Would you have screamed? If y'all would have like collided?
Yeah, well, there was a moment when whenever we were like staring at each other, and like it had got to like an uncomfortable amount of time we were staring at each other, and I was like, this thing is rabid.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's no way.
Like he was sizing you up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he wasn't. He was just waiting to see if I was going to go, and I was waiting to see if he was going to go, and he scurried along and went about his way. Well, it was lovely.
Let me tell you about my rodent experience, because I do consider those rodents. I'm in my house. I'm manic for whatever reason. Don't know. Couldn't tell you. I had to clean everything. Everything had to be out of my house. Everything that I have not touched in years had to leave. So I'm cleaning out from under my bed where I kept like comforters and extra blankets and picture frames. Why picture frames? Don't know. That's where they are. I'm cleaning everything out. I'm sorting. I'm organizing. My husband calls, and I'm like, all right, I have a spot on my floor that I sit in every single day of my life. It is my thinking spot. It's my chill spot. I sit on my floor, back against the wall, feet out towards the mirror, right? I'm sitting here. I have my AirPod in, talking to Jake on the phone. The next thing I know, something hits my back. I called Lauren after this. Hysterics. Hits my back, scurries down my thigh, and runs under my nightstand. And I transcended. I transcended to the heavens. I died for a second. It was a mouse. It was a mouse. And it touched me. It touched its stupid little mouse feet on my leg, on my actual human being leg. Its feet touched me. I have never screamed so much in my life.
But they have the cutest little feet. They're so cute.
No.
The cutest little feet with
No.
their little like pads.
Oh my God, no. I literally, my soul left my body so fast. I could not breathe. I could move. I jumped up real quick and put my back up against the wall. Panic mode, panic set in a completely harmless situation.
Oh yeah.
I went full panic. My son's in the other room. Didn't even worry. Like, he's fine.
Yeah.
I am panicking. I can't leave my bedroom because in order to get through the door, which was open, by the way, to get through the door, I have to go by where I know he is. And I'm on the phone with Jake. I'm hyperventilating. Jake's like trying to get me to breathe. He's like, what is actually happening? It was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life, and be honest with you. I cried, and then I was just sitting on my floor. Like, I had to go hands and knees. Once I ran through the door, I ran. I don't even think my feet touched the ground. Once I got to the hard floor.
But he was 1,000 times as scared as you were. He was 1,000 times more scared. There's no way he was coming after you out from under that bedside table. He was so scared.
In my head, he was sitting there like,
waiting.
Please come by me.
Yeah.
And like was going to attack me again. I felt attacked. Oh my God. I have literally never sweated so much in my life. It was so bad.
Oh yeah, no, when I answered your call, I was really like, who died? Like, my brain was trying to process. Like, it was running through scenarios of who just died.
I did. I died and came back. But I'm telling you right now, between the lizard and the ants and that mouse, we were sitting in the living room. Jake and I were talking about my ghosts that I have.
Yeah. That's who's doing all these creatures.
I know. And I don't even know why. I let him live there. We're cool, man. Yeah. Like, he's my friend.
He's bored.
Oh, he's real bored, yeah. He's tired of the mess. He's like, clean this out. It's disgusting. So we're sitting in the living room. It's like 11 o'clock at night. That night, I have finally like come to terms with the fact that I have to go to sleep in my bed. I have to. Mm-hmm. Oh, I told Jake, so I'm never sleeping here again. Like, until I know that mouse is gone, I'm not sleeping in here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Jake this way, and we're talking about ghosts. All of a sudden, my broom moves, and I heard it. Mm-mm. And I like heard the broom. I knew exactly what it was against the window. I said, that's the mouse. Jake said, there's no way that mouse moved the broom. I said, go look. I said, that's the mouse. I jumped on the couch. I had a blanket like over my face. I was like, please get it, Jake. Please, 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 please get it out. Please get it out. So he's like on his hands and knees like looking for it. He's like, I need my flashlight. Because I already made him clean out from all under the bed. I was like, find him. Never found any sign of a mouse at all, which makes me feel really good. And he was like, I need my flashlight. I was like, then get it. And he's like, no, I can't. I don't want to lose him. Like, go get it. I had to jump off the couch. I go to jump off the couch, knock my cup over. It spills everywhere.
Oh, no.
Because I don't want to touch the ground. Because I'm like, he's still going to attack me. If my feet touch the ground, he's going to come at me. And Jake like got him outside or whatever. Like, he chased him down. But he said it was a big one. I said, I told you it was big.
Yeah.
It ran down my leg. Oh, I've never in my life been so scared.
Yeah.
And which is really sad.
Over a cute, harmless little mouse.
I told
He's
you
not going to
before.
hurt you.
Was it you that I told that I would like them if they didn't have eyes? Or was that Cassidy?
That would be more creepy.
No. See, Cassidy used to have rats.
Uh-huh.
Or a rat. Whatever. I said, yeah, I understand the cuteness. I do. A little mouse in a field with a little, like, acorn. Yeah, cute. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I love a cartoon mouse. I love a field mouse when it's out where it lives.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to bother you in your home. But how dare you have the audacity to come into my home and run down my leg? That's rude.
Yeah.
But if they didn't have those eyeballs, if they either had really big ones like the lemur from, what you call it, Madagascar?
King Julian.
That one.
I love you, King Julian.
If they had those eyes, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
It's the beads.
Yeah, they are kind of.
Yeah, if they were all eyeless
beady
or big eyes,
no, eyeless would be more weird. For
you think?
Me. Yeah,
that's what everyone else said too.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think the eyeless would make them better.
I don't know.
And then they couldn't run into me because they couldn't see me.
That just like triggered a core memory, but not
what
a full
was it?
memory because I don't fully remember. The first book to ever change my life. I love books. I love reading.
I know.
And it was a book about. Whenever you said like it's sitting in the field with acorns or whatever, it was a book about like this. I can't remember if it was a mouse or a rat.
Country mouse?
I don't know, but it was like
a country mouse and a city mouse. That was a good book.
No, it wasn't that. It was like a little chapter book about this like little mouse that was trying to like. I can't remember.
Stuart Little.
No, it wasn't Stuart Little. I'm gonna have to do some research to find it because I remember like being obsessed with this book, and it literally just out of nowhere clicked, and I just remembered.
Did it? I love when that
little
happens.
book I was obsessed with. But I'm gonna have to do some research and figure it out.
The Tale of something.
I don't know. I remember the scene where it might have been that. I remember the scene. There was an owl in the tree.
Yeah.
And it was trying to get across the field without the owl seeing it because it knew the owl would get him.
I'm having a memory of this.
Yeah. What is that?
We read it in school.
Yeah.
I think it's this. I think it's this book.
Which also, why are they making us read stories about a poor little...
This is a very popular book, and it has the gold badge on it. What's that mean?
It's a popular book. It's like one of...
It has that on it.
Yeah.
So I bet it's this.
What's the read the summary.
All right. It's on Amazon for $7.39 paperback version. He has a needle. Does that ring a bell?
Maybe.
Okay, hold on. Where's this synopsis? Welcome to the story of... How do you say that? I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. I'm not the reader. Tilling, a mouse who is in love with music stories and a princess named P. It is also the story of a rat called Riscoro, who lives in the darkness and conveys a world filled with light. And it is a story of Midri Sal, a slow-witted serving... Wow, I don't think they're supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say slow-witted. That's rude. A serving girl? What's that mean? That's ugly. I remember this book, but I don't remember how to pronounce it, but that's not the one you're talking about.
No, I don't think that's the one I'm talking about.
I do remember a scene of an owl. Was it nighttime?
Yeah.
Yep,
and he's trying to get across the field without getting got by the owl.
Someone tell us what this book is.
Yeah, if you know this book.
Know. It would have been elementary school.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think, because I also remember a book that changed my life, Where the Red Fern Grows. We read that.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
And
did you watch the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it first or third grade? Third grade.
It would have been third grade.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I remember, and it's not that book, but I remember it's like a similar,
like
and I might have even read it the same year. It might have also been third grade, because this teacher too, I loved her so much.
I wish I loved books. We talk about this a lot. I just can't do it. I love the aesthetic of books. I want to be a book girly so bad. I can't stand it. My friend Tony reads like 14 books a week. You read all the time. I love your little stories of reading. Can't do it.
Yeah.
It has to be something that just wraps me in. And then like Holly Madison, because it's dark in parts, I'll probably get through that one fine.
Yeah.
Viking stories, beheadings, love it. Can read it so easily. You give me a romance novel, I'm like, this is the most boring thing I've ever read in my life.
I love them so much.
Oh, I wish I did. I want to, like the pumpkin book. I want to read that, but I'm just gonna buy it, just put it on my shelf.
Yeah. No, I feel like you either are a reader or like you're not.
Yeah, and I've been trying so hard. I literally love all the ones I have. I love to look at them. But then as soon as I pick one up to read, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, thanks. You belong over there.
Yeah.
Now my dream book, I read it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to decipher dreams. Basically psychics. I'm not at all. So yeah, anything going on this week that we know about that's cool? Football season's here, baby.
Yeah, let's yeah, I know I need
We
to
have
check on my fantasy team. I have players playing today.
Oh, here I'll tell you. We have the same player on a team.
I think I have 2 players playing tonight.
Do you?
Mhm.
I also have 2 players playing tonight. And I need Christian McCaffrey to pop off.
I hope he does. I'm going to be super disappointed because
we wasted our first picks on him.
Yeah, and I almost didn't, but everyone was like, "You're stupid. You have to. If you get the first pick,
you have. Yeah, I did. I got first pick in the shop league.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh God, I'm getting drug in this league. That's ridiculous. Christian McCaffrey so far has 0 points.
Oh, good.
Why is that?
He's out.
He's out. Are you kidding me? Why is he out? Let's get a guest on the show. You ready?
I'm still gonna win my league, luckily, but
look,
that hurts.
Look, first guest on the pod.
That hurts. It said he was probably gonna play.
Hello.
I am livid by the way you're on the show. Explain to me why me and Law checked our fantasy football drafts and Christian McCaffrey is out. Explain that to me now.
I just saw it too a minute ago.
And you didn't bother to tell nobody?
I mean, I thought you was doing the show. I don't know.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, that hurts a little bit.
As you are.
Okay.
Hey, it's not my problem.
Why is he out? Do we know? No, of course not your problem. You're against me. Huh?
Some kind of Achilles injury.
Oh my God. Get it. Ice it up.
I guess it's not.
Yeah, it said he was predicted. Like, they figured he'd be fine by today.
That's what I'm saying.
He was questionable. Like, they said he was questionable.
Okay. You always say, put them in if they're questionable, they're going to play.
I mean, usually, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm devastated. We're devastated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a bummer when the best player in fantasy,
Okay.
don't get to play for you.
Well, congratulations. You are our first accidental guest on the show, so.
Okay.
All right. Love you, bye. That sucks.
Yeah, that hurts. We'll end on that.
We're
pissed.
We're gonna go eat.
Mad.
We're gonna go stress eat.
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna go eat a cookie to try to make myself feel
Oh
better.
yeah, Mama Judy maple cookies. It'll help.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
keep it unhinged.
later. God bless.